A waterhole in the African savanna. Late afternoon. Lions are drinking at the edge. A hyena circles nearby. Zebras graze in the shallows. Impalas stand motionless in the heat. Nobody runs. Predator and prey sharing the same water because right now, nobody is hunting. Then a researcher raises a small speaker and presses play. A calm human voice fills the air. Not a shout, not a threat, just a person talking. In seconds, everything is gone. Zebras scatter, impalas bolt, rhinos turn and move. The waterhole alive, one moment stands empty and silent. The lion's roar didn't do that. A human voice did. So what, exactly, are we? Natural predators, lions, wolves, leopards kill roughly 1% of adult prey animals in a given population each year. 1%. That's what millions of years of ecological balance looks like. Humans take around 14%. That's not a difference in degree. That's a different category of threat entirely. And it doesn't stop with prey. We kill large carnivores, wolves, bears, lions at 9 times the rate those animals kill each other. In 2015, researchers published these findings and gave our species a new classification. Not Homo sapiens in this context. Something more precise, superpredator. For millions of years, prey animals evolved fear responses calibrated to real dangers: the speed of a cheetah, the silence of a stalking leopard. Terrifying threats, but limited ones. A lion can only eat so much. A wolf pack covers only so much ground. We have no such limits. Every continent, every season, every species. The fear animals feel around us isn't a malfunction. It's their biology working exactly as designed, ancient intelligence shaped by survival. But here's what makes it stranger. Animals don't just fear our weapons. They fear our voice. In 2023, researchers set up hidden speakers at waterholes across Kruger National Park in South Africa. They played lion roars, calls from other predators, and ordinary human conversation, calm, unhurried speech. Of 19 species tested, 18 fled more readily from the human voice than from the lion. They ran more often, ran faster, and abandoned the waterhole 40% quicker than they did for a roar. Giraffes, zebras, rhinos, leopards, hyenas, all of them more alarmed by a person talking than by Africa's apex predator. The pattern holds across the world. In California, broadcasting human voices into remote wilderness made mountain lions withdraw from entire territories. In Poland, European wolves, animals that have lived alongside humans for centuries, ran more than twice as fast from a calm voice than from birdsong. No weapons, no movement, no threat. Just a voice. Animals have learned across generations that the signal of a human, even distant, even passive, is worth fleeing. The sound of us has become a biological warning, hardwired by history. If a voice alone reshapes how predators move through the wild, what happens when we actually show up? We have changed when the wild world is awake. Sun bears evolved as diurnal animals built for daylight. In forests with human presence, they shifted to 90% nocturnal activity. Not because of climate, not because of other predators, because of us. The same pattern runs across dozens of species. Deer, wild boars, tigers, elephants, all pulling away from daylight, retreating into hours when humans are gone. They don't change their biology. They change their schedule, restructuring their entire lives around one variable. In 2026, a landmark study tracked GPS data from over 4,500 individual animals alongside human mobility records. Direct human presence, not habitat loss, not hunting, just people moving through an area, altered the space use of 65% of species examined. Territories shrank. Routes changed. Daily rhythms collapsed. We haven't just changed where animals live, we've changed when they exist. An entire kingdom now runs in silence, hunts by moonlight, raises young in the dark because the daylight belongs to us. not by force, simply by presence. When predators live this way, something else breaks down entirely. Ecologists call it the landscape of fear. The idea that fear, not just predation, reshapes ecosystems from the top down. When researchers in California broadcast human voices in remote wilderness areas, mountain lions withdrew. They moved less, abandoned sections of their range. And the moment they disappeared, mice and rats, their prey, expanded freely into the space left behind. One predator's fear became every small animal's opportunity. Scale this up. When carnivores avoid human zones, prey populations rise unchecked. When herbivores are displaced into new areas, vegetation changes. The fear of one species, ours, ripples through every layer of the food web without a single shot fired. We don't have to hunt to cause this. A hiker on a trail is enough. A tourist in a vehicle. A voice from a speaker. That alone shifts apex predators, which shifts their prey, which shifts the land itself. We have become an ecological force not through what we do, but through what we are. Walk through a city park and birds don't move. Urban foxes approach back doors, raccoons sort through trash without a flinch, suburban deer graze at the edge of driveways, glance at passing cars, and return to the grass. These animals have measurably lost their fear. A 2020 review of 173 studies across more than 100 species found that animals exposed to harmless humans across generations rapidly lose their anti-predator responses. The change is heritable, and it happens faster than most evolutionary shifts. The bold survive. The fearful flee. Over generations, boldness wins. This isn't proof that fear is irrational. It's proof that fear is accurate, that it tracks reality and updates when the threat changes. Where humans kill, animals flee. Where humans are harmless, animals relax. The wild animal running from a voice at a waterhole is reading a history written in the survival rates of its ancestors. The city pigeon on a park bench is reading a different history, one written in breadcrumbs. Both responses are correct. Come back to that waterhole. One calm voice. 19 species. 18 of them running. We are a species that has killed at extraordinary scale across every continent for thousands of years, and the natural world has recorded it. Not in language. In bone and muscle and the circuitry of a nervous system. Fear of humans in many wild populations has become biological inheritance, a response passed down through every animal that survived because it ran. Wildlife ecologist Asia Murphy wrote that animals, even apex predators, take great pains to avoid people. Not some, not most. Animals, we pushed the wild world into the night. We made the sound of a voice enough to empty a landscape. We reshaped the movement of creatures we've never touched. Underneath the question, why are animals afraid of humans, is a harder one. The science answers the first. The second one is ours to sit with. We know what we are capable of. The question is what we decide to do with that.